Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had so many questions. How do we record an episode? Where do we find background music? How do we get our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places that people like to listen? And where do we find advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing, and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. Anchor makes it simple to get up and running. You can upload and schedule your podcasts ahead of time. It publishes to all the major podcast platforms. You can easily check your stats. I could go on, but instead, why don't you go and get started? Go to anchor.fm/start to join the e-commerce minute and a diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. We can't wait to hear your podcast.
It's the e-commerce minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts Bart Mraz and John Suter. The e-commerce minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. Retail transformation is very much underway as traditional retailers close stores and file for bankruptcy at rates not seen since the Great Recession. In fact, over 6,700 stores have shuttered in 2017 alone. Big retail can no longer dominate in today's digital environment without reevaluating their strategy. How can retailers reinvent themselves to be successful in today's market? What do the new rules of retail mean for 2018? Download Sumo Heavy's newest white paper to learn the best practices and principles. The free white paper can be downloaded at newrulesofretail.info. That's newrulesofretail.info. It's e-commerce minute for February 8th, 2018.
In today's episode, eBay and Mashable partnered to launch shoppable images.
Online auction house eBay has teamed up with Mashable for a launch of their shoppable image pilot to deliver an easy-click solution across Mashable's US and UK editorial content. The partnership combines Mashable's product recommendation influence with the eBay platform to entice readers to shop, browse, and purchase goods without leaving the Mashable website. The pilot partnership with Mashable is an effort from eBay's marketing lab, which focuses on developing disruptive marketing solutions and game-changing innovations. By introducing the new eBay widget to Mashable, the team will be able to understand whether elements such as seller reputation and delivery times matter as much to consumers as they normally would on the eBay platform. The marketing team will also use the data and learned consumer insights from the pilot to accelerate business growth and deliver scalable solutions. Dan Burdett, head of eBay EMEA Marketing Lab, was quoted as saying, "We know a lot about how people shop on our site, but less about how they shop off it. So we wanted to bring a simplified shopping experience that brings products to Mashable's passionate audience rather than expect them to come to us." The Mashable embed marks the first occasion at which consumers have been able to buy goods directly from eBay via an external website. As such, anyone making use of the service will automatically be entered in a drawing for an iPad Mini 4 in an effort to boost engagement. Pretty cool.
Ooh, iPad Mini 4. Well, this is fun. Mashable has been doing really well with their online shop, which is kind of amazing for a content place.
Well, they just got sold. They got sold to Ziff Davis in a fire sale, so they need to do something. It's interesting how Mashable has pivoted over the years.
We've seen it at every single step.
Like crazy. But getting off the subject, I like this experiment. It's a good fit for both eBay and Mashable. It's a great experiment for eBay because they can just test the hell out of it, and it doesn't work on Mashable, and it doesn't have to go anywhere else. But it's neat because we've done some stories like this before. We talked about when Instagram first did their shoppable, the shoppable images.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything that causes a frictionless experience for an e-commerce provider is great. And it's interesting for eBay. What they said there is, for years it was like the seller reputation and what kind of rating that you have. And I think that's kind of blurred lately as eBay's trying to be more of an Amazon type thing. And I think this is another step in that direction.
I mean, they're still using their seller reputation and things like that, but I think it's changing a lot because people are so used to it now and they can shop and make that happen. I mean, you still get points for whatever they're doing with their algorithm, but this is interesting because I think it's going to be a lot more content places that they can sort of embed other people's shopping carts right in and make money off of that. Because, content places are notorious for, ads, right? And ads are changing, and ads are, who clicks on a banner ad anymore?
Sure.
Progressive or whatever, any one of those things, right? So you got to do content plays, and that changes sort of the marketplace a little bit more.
No, and it's great. And I think I read in one article that if someone writes an article, a product review, the author might share in a commission on the shoppable image, which is great for writers because they don't, that's such a hard racket to be in. So anything you give writers an extra couple bucks is great.
Absolutely. I mean, ads are ads, right? So any content play that you can combine with shopping experience and the consumers, that's a good way to go.
Yep. I think this is the big win for both. I'd love to see what happens with this. I'd love to see them roll it out in other places because I would rather you see a shoppable image than a banner ad any day. How about you?
Yes, especially if it's about the story is about that product itself.
Sure. Yeah. If you're interested, you're already on the page. So we'll take it one step further. And if a click becomes a buy, then everybody wins.
Exactly.
All right. That's a good one. Anything else?
Oh, just read more content.
Read more content. All right. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media @SumoHeavy.